Check. Hello.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Ja, hij moet zitten. Ja, before you start right with a stretch.
Allemaal beledigd uit niets.
Can I say?
Michelle. Michelle is the sweetest, like, very,
I've got the USB.
Tasmanian reputation.
What?
That's all.
That's it.
INDIES is about 2 minutes away, just the general housekeeping. Phones off, questions into the mic, and look to the to ask your questions.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We appreciate your time. Thanks, Jason, for coming. Just so you know, mobile phone policy, and we start over.
Jason, you must be quite tired of AB de Villiers by now.
Yeah, AB played already very well, I thought we were well in the game, when he came to the crease. But he was his normal, exceptional self, credit to him. I thought he played well and took the game away from us in the end.
Jason, with AB, because it's happened a few times now, do you just feel as though there's no area of the ground you can defend or you can sort of force him to play into?
It's a difficult question. He obviously scores, around the ground. Whenever he gains momentum, he's difficult. Having said that, we tried to execute some Yorkers and we just didn't land them. Having said that, he created room, which most batsmen probably wouldn't have. I think we must give him credit. He's not, in a sense, an easy player to tie down. In the stage where he came into the crease, they were well poised in a sense, but we still had the run rate within grasp. But it was the platform was basically set for him, so he played his free innings, and unfortunately, come up with answers there for him.
Please explain why Marlon Samuels and 6 overs when they were arguably your most successful bowlers on the day?
I felt at that stage where we had Chris bowling, he was bowling just before the power play. He's not necessarily a power play option for us, but he was going well. It was just a judgment call at that time. We felt that we needed to just bring back a strike ball at that stage. Because we had two new batsmen, like Russo and De Villiers, at the relatively new batsmen at the crease. So we just felt like we wanted to get a straight ball into, try to get a wicket.
Jason, losing is one thing, but and looking at the overall situation in that group, next round, a big role coming down to the end, really puts the West Indies on the back foot now.
I wouldn't say it puts us on the back foot. We still have 2 games left. We just need to take it one game at a time. We have to deal with India next in Perth, and we're going to be aggressive. We're going to play a normal style of cricket. We obviously have areas to improve on in terms of our death bowling, and still I feel we could try to get in a few more dot balls into the middle overs. And I think once we do that, we're still a force to reckon in this competition. Today was just the first off day with the bat. It's a daunting task trying to chase 408 runs. So you have to go hard. Initially trying to get the runs, and we just didn't going today, unfortunately.
What was going through your mind at the end when AB de Villiers was teeing off? Because your first 5 overs, went for 9, and your last 2 overs went for 64. That would have been quite happy.
Yeah, at that stage, I just tried to get him off strike, He was obviously in full flow, and my main thing was just to get him off strike and just try to bowl a few more balls at Berdin, who had just came to the crease. The drop chance of my bowling didn't help. The drop chances off of Russell's bowling didn't help. I think if you take away my last 2 overs, which AB really took me apart, I think it would have been a different story. I think during those times, you just need to see if we can keep players like that off the strike. If we can't get them out, and we need to hold our chances. So we just didn't hold our chances.
Did you feel like you were doing all you could? You couldn't have done anything more. That was just
yeah, it's a tough task. It's very, very tough. Trying to. I also thought the wicket was a very good batting track. And if you didn't hit your straps, you could have gone around in par. It's difficult to have just 4 fielders outside the circle and just trying to work with that.
Jason, how is your, I suppose, your personal confidence at the moment? Obviously, you played well towards the end of the innings, even though I guess the game had well and truly run away. But how are you feeling about your own game, I suppose, and leadership of the team?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with my game, at the moment. I think if I went today, just one player took me out, in a sense, and it happens. I just need to figure out what I can do better when things like that. My batting, we had really nothing to lose, but we needed to get some runs on the board to help our net run rate. So, just try to be positive, stay out there, cramp, and I just felt like I couldn't go off, fight it through and just, try to put some runs on the board for the team.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you, Jason. And just a note on from the dressing room, Darren Bravo will have to be replaced. Obviously, he suffered the hamstring injury in Christchurch, and he hasn't recovered fully enough. So the decision has been taken by the selection panel to replace him. The replacement will be announced by the in a couple of days. So, but it's official. Darren Bravo hasn't recovered, and he will be replaced. Thank you.
Ready for the other one? So there's 2 microphones. Having one.
Stop your nonsense. Thank you. Danke. kan sê dankie.
Evening, guys. Thanks for joining us. We just start with questions for AB, followed by questions for Imran. And remember to please speak into the microphone, otherwise it is open.
Abby, following up with Martin's letter, did you feel Mandela in your bones today?
Look, to be honest with you, I wasn't thinking about that letter while we were playing today. But like I said in the pre-match presser, that I did take note of it and had a nice chat to the guys before the start of this game, and I felt the guys were motivated today to play some good cricket. It's great to see the team like that, hustling around, and you could see the eyes were open, ready to. And it's a great turnaround after the disappointing loss at the MCG.
Maybe you must be very pleased with the three new players that came in and everybody making an impact.
Yeah, very happy, especially Riley today. I thought he was the guy who started everything for us in the middle of the innings there. He played with a lot of intensity, a lot of energy. I was feeding off him to start off with, and yeah, so a lot of credit's got to go to him. But very happy with Kyle Abbott starting off with amazingly well, getting Chris Gale out early on, swinging the new ball. He just looks like a really experienced bowler out there. Looks exactly like he knew what he used to. That's just great to see. Who else? That's about it. Fudgy looked really good actually. He asked me if he should be taking the ones and get me on strike, and I said, listen, just play your game, and the next ball he hit for 6 to show what he's capable of. I feel he's going to play a big role in this tournament still. We all know what he can do.
AB, obviously as a cricketer and a professional, and your batting, you've got to take every advantage you can. But sitting here after the game, do you feel at all for Jason Holder and as a young captain the difficulty of his situation? I suppose.
Look, while you're playing, it's something you think about. He's actually a really nice guy. So yes, we've all been there. I've been there before in my career as well. I think every captain goes through really tough games. I think that it was a really tough game for him today, but we had a tough game in the last one at Melbourne. So that's part of the game, and I know for sure enough to handle it. He's got enough teammates and experience around him to look after him, and there's no doubt that the West Indies will bounce back. They're a classy unit, and still a very dangerous team in this tournament.
Maybe how do you know when you just go like you did? Like what gives you the indication that I'm going to get some really big runs here, and like, is there something in you that just says, okay, it's time to go?
Not really. I think what happens is just the situation of the game constantly. Riley played a big part today in me getting feet, and I didn't feel too well when I was walking out to bat, really flat, and he had a lot of energy about him, a lot of intensity. He was getting into really good positions, making it look flat out there, which wasn't the case in the previous 10, 15 overs. So I fed a lot of him, like I mentioned before, and when it happened, but we're getting a lot of momentum behind us at a really quick pace, and that just helped a lot. We always felt like we were there about the 45th over, both of us, or one of us at least. So having a go at the bowlers and trying to up the run rate was never part of the plan. It just happened because both of us really aggressive players. We like to be busy at the crease. We ran really well, a lot of twos, and I think all of that together just helped in me having a go.
Maybe I know you spoke about Riley before, but you see a bit of yourself in him when he plays the way he does.
In Riley?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. He's a very competitive individual. I'm also quite competitive, even though I don't always show it. We play little football games for warm-ups, and he's one of those guys you don't want to be around when it gets tense. He's very, very competitive. So I like to see that. He gets in good positions. He's busy at the crease. If you don't get him out, you're in trouble as a bowling unit. So I just like the look of him.
Riley and Kyle both put their hands up today, having given their first run in the tournament. Your thoughts?
Yes, they did. Be difficult to leave them out in the upcoming game. So it's great for the team. Look, the ideal position you want to be in is 15 guys in good form. We're not far away from that, so it's all good signs for us moving forward.
What goes through your mind at the end when you're swinging and every ball seems to come off the middle of the bat and find their way over the boundary?
It actually wasn't coming off the middle of the bat, so not all of them. Look, it's on a mode. It doesn't happen very often, and then it's quite a gut feel for what they're trying to do, and I guess that's part of cricket. Look, you work really hard to get yourself in, then you work really hard to get some momentum behind you, and then you've earned the right to sort of take a bit of control of. And sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't. I got dropped a few times today, which meant that I could really free up at the end and dominate a bit.
Sorry, I know it's a little, but there's a bit of sentimentality about the number 408, which you posted in Hughes Plaque dressing room. Did you take notice of any of those numbers?
I didn't know about it, but I must admit I did think of him when I walked out in the park today. Difficult to comment on that. We all know what happened, but at the very least we did pay respect within our team and our group. But I didn't know about the numbers, and what can I say? Just a memory of him. Obviously, I don't know what else to say. Sorry, lost for words. But I didn't know about that. But we did think of him when we were walking on.
Abby, your thoughts on and Kyle Abbott putting their hands up, and just generally your performance this evening?
Hulle het albei baie goeie wedstryde gehad vanaand. Dit is 'n goeie teken vir ons as 'n span. Die ideale situasie vir ons om in te wees is 15 ouens in goeie vorm, en ons is ver van dit af nou nie. So is dit 'n groot stap in die regte rigting ingeneem vanaand. Dit is 'n groot omdraai van die vorige wedstryd se teleurstelling, en ek is baie trots op die ouens en die manier hoe hulle teruggeveg het. Another one was? Ja, 'n vertoning gewees vanaand van die ouens, soos ek gesê het, baie goeie terugveg na die Melbourne teleurstelling. So ek is baie trots op die ouens. Die ouens het gemotiveerd gelyk vandag, opgeloop met baie lus in hulle, en was baie lekker om te sien.
Sorry, boss.
Amy, excellent performance this evening, 5 wickets.
Thank you very much.
What was it like?
No, it was great feeling. Look, it's really nice to be part of the Proteas team, and we've been playing really good cricket and working hard, backing each other. I think nice to see it comes out today after the hard game last week we played against India. So yeah, on the positive side, we be really good and ready to go, I think, for the next game as well.
I mean, you seem to be the one player that just enjoys playing in front of big guys. You don't get intimidated by them. What makes you different?
I really don't know what to say about it, but I think I just like challenges. I had a lot of in my life, and then come through that. I can be ready for any. But like I mentioned, look, I'm just really honored to play for South Africa, and just to be part of this team. It's just a special feeling, and when you walk into the middle with green and gold, I don't know what to say. I just want to take probably 10 wickets every. Look, it's a very special thing. So I think that's what I think before I go. Think about all the good people in my life who helped me in my career. My wife, my kid is here. So I think that's why my arms a little bit more stronger, carrying him for a few nights. But yeah, look, with their support and with my team support, look, I'm just really glad and very happy to be where I am.
How would you, as a bowler, how would you bowl to the man sitting next to you? What would?
No, I'll probably bowl him a beamer two beamers, and I'm out. Boof. Look, I'm really happy that I'm playing with AB de Villiers and not against him. So it's just a great honor to watch him every day in the nets. And I'm just not saying that because he's next to me. I'm sure the whole world knows about him. So it's just an unbelievable player. For me, the best player in this century.
Amy, you've been very consistent over the last 12 to 18 months even. Has there been anything that's sort of driven this or created this consistency as far as your bowling is concerned?
Not really. I think I'm pretty much the same bowler. I think the last T20 World Cup we played in Bangladesh, I started talking to AB, Hash and Faf. I think that helped me a lot, I think, in my one-day T20 cricket. Because if I bowl to these guys, I know I can bowl to anyone in world cricket. So yeah, I'll be there. Been working hard on my fitness and my bowling, and I must mention that Prasanna, he's been helping me a lot, telling me about my field, what to do and stuff. So look, like I said, I've got these are the few things which is that improves my game, and then that's what I think that's the reason I've been so consistent.
Amy, just so Amy as well, but just in terms of today, last week you played in front of 90,000 Indian supporters. Today the majority were South African supporters. What was it like being away from home and the crowd was majority yours?
Yeah, no, it was. I see a lot of South African flags around us. Yeah, I felt like home, and I think that's probably motivated us more than in the last game. Even though we were up for it in last game, but we just had a bad day.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah. Pass it to you.